No,
It's not true. I just lied to everyone,
It has been. It was almost like I would have waved at him, but I didn't.
This is the time of year where you start getting torn between baiting bears and shed hunting. If I suck on a Jolly Rancher for a short time and then set it in a corner, the flies go to that Jolly Rancher and like it is disgusting.
Sarah, have you ever had bear tracks like in the snow, like they're coming check to see if anything's there yet? And then it got deadly quiet, and then all of a sudden, he started crying it. Right on. Welcome back. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing good.
Excellent.
How's everything lately?
Good. Been a good week.
Yeah.
It was pretty nice weather for the most part.
Nice.
Is that true?
Well, no.
It's not true. Yeah. I just lied to everyone,
it has been. We've had some good days. What was it last week ago? Was it last Friday or the Friday before? It was like, it went from like 80 degrees and then did a 180 and snowed on Tuesday or some crap. I don't know. It wasn't good.
I didn't start this podcast out very well. I lied to everyone. Sorry, the weather was not good.
You know what? We're just so excited to get good weather. I think that's all we are hoping for.
Exactly. I think we did have some nice days.
We did have some nice days.
Yeah.
Sunday was nice. Last night was really nice.
Last night was nice. Actually, yesterday wasn't bad. I was out shed hunting.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty nice day, except for it was pretty windy.
Was it?
But it wasn't so windy that you...
River was nice. Went kayaking with my wife.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice, really nice, calm, just peaceful.
Do you guys just do that right?
By the house.
There's a boat ramp right there,
yeah,
right? Is that where you go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just right off of there.
That's cool.
Before we get really rolling, I just want a quick shout out to our partners.
Absolutely.
Native by Carlton Calls.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of stuff coming from them soon for giveaways.
Yeah, we're gonna start some giveaways.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that for a second. Actually,
yeah.
We've got it. And maybe everybody could help us. We're trying to decide how to give some stuff away.
Everyone gonna raise their hand.
Yeah, everybody raise your hand. Let me know.
Yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of Native by Carlton. We're gonna have some red line quivers, stabilizers, sights, and
I see you got some new red line.
Yeah, I got some new lines, new swag from them. I'm digging it. And I got a hat too. We got some hats stuff too. Yeah, it's awesome. And trophy line, we're still working on doing some things with them as far as, I guess, learning their saddle. Perfecting it. But it's getting better. I'm getting, I messed with it a little more the other day.
Right.
You know, bear season where even though it's going on, it's still a little bit of snow.
Yeah.
But we'll get out there and I'll get to practicing a little more with that. Getting Bowtech or Aerotech arrows. I've gotten yours. I know we're getting ready to getting those all tuned up.
All that stuff dialed in.
Yeah. Nomad Camo as always is awesome partner of ours.
Always. They're awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so we just got some new stuff coming from them. They're
Bino harness.
Yeah, they're Bino harness.
I can't wait to see it. It's going to be kind of cool. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, we'll be going turkey hunting, doing some turkey hunting with some of them guys here.
Yeah.
Coming up pretty soon. And also our Top Flight Archery strings, Josh Tebow.
Yeah.
And
so
I'm loving my strings. I know yours is getting all put together right now.
He has mine as we speak.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to get that back and start.
So far, man, I'm so impressed with. I know that there's a lot of custom strings out there,
right?
And Josh isn't. He's been doing it, several years now, 8 or 9 years, something like that. But one thing when they are not quite as big as some of the higher production, they actually take a little more time. And I can tell you one thing, it takes about 5 minutes to talk to Josh, and you know that he's a perfectionist on everything he does. Everything he does. When I got my bow back from him He'd put the strings on. He had a little piece of paper with everything written out. My arrow weight, the speed, the tears,
Wow.
Yeah. I was really impressed. But just talking to him, you can just tell he's a perfectionist.
Right.
And I've shot some higher end strings in the past, and I think that sometimes the production, they get so far behind. I'm not saying that the production or the quality is not as good, but maybe they don't stretch the strings long enough, and so you end up still getting some twist in your peep, and which means you got to move the loop, and
Right.
and when you're paying high dollar for those type of things, you want top quality.
That's true.
And I can foresee that. I think he guarantees his strings, so that's one thing that's good,
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really excited about getting to try those out.
Yeah, you should have.
On my 8-year-old bow.
Well, we'll see. We got some things cooking that might end up shooting some new bows here soon.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Did you get out shed hunting, didn't you? I saw.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yesterday was probably the best day I've had all year. Not probably. It was the best day I've had. It was probably one of the best days.
Productive.
Most productive.
It's always a good day out there, if nothing else. But
100%. But man, if you're finding them, it makes it a lot better.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. No, I went out, and actually yesterday my wife and my oldest daughter Elizabeth tag along with me for the day. I always go by myself, and so it was kind of cool to have those guys tag along. Yeah. They both found their first sheds ever yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Liz found 2 deer sheds, which she wasn't super excited about because they were pretty chalky, and that tends to be, you find a lot of chalky deer sheds out there for whatever reason. They've just been laying there for years and years.
Yeah.
But then she found 2 pretty okay elk sheds. And,
nice.
Yeah, so she was super stoked.
Cool.
And then my wife was a little disappointed. She found one deer shed, and it was the base of a chalky one that had been there probably 15 years. Who knows? And then she did find a small elk shed, but it was chalky too. So she was a little bummed out about that. But they were her first ones. So
yeah, heck yeah.
Deep down, she was pretty happy, I think.
Yeah.
But then, oh my goodness, I crushed it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we were all walking the same lines. We were in the exact same areas, but I just happened to
Is this a new place that you from normal?
Yeah. It's a spot I hadn't walked before. And in fact, I was going to a different spot, and I saw this spot, and for whatever reason, I just stopped. And I said, you know what? Let's walk this right here. And we were probably, we took the buggy. And so we were probably, I don't know, 25 miles into our drive, and I came across that spot, and I passed it before. I've been out there before, and I was like, you know what? Let's just walk this. I don't know why. I really, literally don't know why I decided to stop right there, because I had a whole different area in mind. And so we did. They're like, okay. They were probably tired of riding in the darn buggy anyway. It was windy. And so, yeah. And it took us, in the first half a mile, I found a brown elk shed.
Nice.
And it was broken. It was a 6-point. I'm sure it was a 6-point bull, but he had broke off above his sword point there. But the funny part of that was I found that side was the first one I found, and then at the end of the day, I found the other side. So it was the first and the last sheds I found of the day were a match set.
How far apart were they?
Honestly, they weren't that far apart because I did a big loop.
Yeah, I was wondering.
So I came back around, and I just, from where I had looped the first part of the day, just the terrain, I couldn't see where it was at. But they were, they were 300-400 yards apart. But, but not that far.
Right.
So.
Right.
But the funny thing was, I found I glassed. I could see an antler sticking out of the brush. And then beyond it, about 30 yards, I could see another one. I'm like, heck yeah, I got a set. And they were white, so they were,
But it was a set? Another set?
It was not a set.
Oh, wow.
They were off the same side off different bulls.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy. You don't see that very often.
No, I bet. Yeah, you're probably thinking that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, sure. I thought it was a set for sure. And
yeah.
Not to be, but which was okay. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
But then we just hammered it the rest of the day. We had a blast.
Oh, cool.
I can't wait to go back.
How many miles?
It was decent. 7.4 miles, I think, is what we ended
Still
up walking.
good.
And we found a total of 19 or 20 sheds.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good.
Because I talked to you in the morning, so you didn't get out there till.
We did not start walking till it was right before 1 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And then we were back to the buggy by 5:30, so it was only like 4.5 hours.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was just one of those days.
Yeah.
They don't happen often enough.
The shed gods are looking down.
They were, yeah. It was super cool. Super cool. Huh. So, but I can't wait to go back in. I'm sure we can. There's so much more of that area that hasn't been hit.
It makes you wonder. I mean, it's kind of like hunting spots. I don't know about you. I know there's been times where I was on my way to go to a spot and you stop for whatever reason.
Right.
And find something, and I reminded me of a time I was with a buddy that I'd already killed a bull, and he asked if I'd go help him, and I said, sure. So we're driving to this spot where he had seen some elk. He'd been hunting them like 2 weeks, kind of his first year hunting, and said, how he just wasn't getting it done, wasn't closing the deal. And I had like 3 days, I think. I said, I can give you 3 days. I'll go, just to go. So we're literally driving out to a spot, and I'd take a leak. I said, pull over. So he pulls over, and after I was done, I got my binoculars up and looked up on the hill and said, there's a bull. So we drove up a little ways and parked, and he didn't believe me at first, and then I had to point it out to him. Bull stand there looking at us. Long story short, we got up there, ended up being 3 small kind of pisshead bulls, but I heard a bull bugle, and it was a herd bull with cows. We were just perfect. We were downwind of them, snuck into them, and the grass was maybe this tall, or a little bit of sagebrush, but not much. It wasn't very tall.
Right.
Literally laying on our bellies, and I just told them, don't move. They're going to come right to us, and they kind of fed to us, laying right next to each other, and I told them, I had told them to put an arrow on. She had his arrow on, and there was like 15 cows or so with them. And I said, when I tell you to, and like I said, this guy's new bow hunting, and I thought, what would I do? That's how I basically did it. I says, when I tell you to come up, draw, and sit up at the same time, where you can shoot. And I'm watching all the animals, watching their eyes and everything. He wasn't even looking up. And I told him roughly where it was at, in front of us and stuff. And I told him I was going to range it and everything. I had everything ready. So if he did what I told him, I don't know if it was going to work. But, when you're in that situation, there's no cover. What are you going to do?
Right.
And it was either that or if they got too close, there ended up being a cow like 15 yards from us. And they were going to all spook. And 34 yards, the bull was coming, and he looked away, and the one cow looked away, and I says, come up and draw 34 yards right in front of you. And boom, got it done first day.
Smoked him. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a rough way to.
Whether it's lucky or I'd rather be lucky than good.
Absolutely.
Any day. So.
Yeah, if it only always happened that way.
I know.
Great. Yeah, it wouldn't be that. I guess it wouldn't be a challenge at that point, but.
Sure it would.
I'd take it.
I know there's several years I've killed bull the first day, and people I never complain about it because.
Right. I don't know. I can't kill anything. I'm always the last one done.
Really?
Almost always.
Except the antelope.
No, that's not true. I was the last one this year.
Well, this year.
Sometimes I'm first, I guess.
A couple of years ago, you killed opening day, or the first day you and Frank went out.
That's true.
The night you didn't get no sleep and all.
Yeah,
you got done, boom.
That's true. And, yeah.
That was pretty early then that day.
So I lied to everybody again. Sorry.
No, I wouldn't
It
call
feels
you out
like
on
that.
but it does a lot. Yeah,
Right.
it does a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, antelope. Yeah, you were the last one.
This year.
Yeah. That's all right.
It is.
As long as it gets done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We like being out there anyway, so.
Yeah, that's
I mean, and who doesn't like to sit in a hot, miserable blind with about 1,000 flies flying around?
What is the secret to the flies, though? You told me the secret a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. So if you guys ever need a trick, I figured it out purely by accident. So you're sitting there all day, right? So you get bored. So I always take something to, like hard candy or something, to eat, munch on all day. So Jolly Ranchers. So I realized if I suck on a Jolly Rancher for a short time and then set it in a corner, the flies go to that Jolly Rancher and it is disgusting. It is gross. I don't know how many flies can fit on a Jolly Rancher, but you can't see it.
They piled on there. Huh?
And the first time I did it, one was...
was it by accident?
I think so. I think I dropped it and then I realized.
Hey, this works.
But yeah, I think the first one, I think it was like a half of one. They flipping ate the whole... It was gone.
Serious?
It was gone. And so then I...
Like in a day?
I can't remember. I think so. I'm pretty sure it was all in a day. I can't remember how many days I hunted that year, so I don't remember. But I do remember I got another one, a full one, and I sat it out. And man, they just were all over that. But it would leave they left little divots, looked like a golf ball.
Wow.
All through those things. It was crazy.
Last year, I actually put
That's a pro tip, by the way.
Other pro tip of the day is always carry binoculars when you're hiking. So when you stop, people don't know you're really gasping for air. And you just look around.
Right?
Exactly.
I like it.
Last year, I actually took a fly strip.
Did that work?
There was no flies that day. I killed the antelope.
That's true.
Relatively early enough.
That's hilarious.
Never really got a chance because usually by the afternoon, but I got pretty fortunate and I got it. And and I was almost kind of excited about revenge because how many times you're sitting out there you kind of start getting a little irritated sometimes.
It is. So bad. Yeah, because I like to wear shorts in the blanks.
Me too.
It's so flipping hot.
Yeah.
But the flies drive you insane. Now, you know how the animals feel.
Yeah.
Swatting all day long. So it's unbelievable.
Back in the day when we used to have blinds that were made out of wood, you had very little air going through.
Yeah.
And you'd be laying there and pretty much in your underwear without any skin touching each other because remember that? I don't know if you ever ran into that or not. But
I've never sat in the blind with just underwear on.
I'm
just saying.
I'm not going to lie. I have that and a shirt. That's about it. Afraid to my hand to touch my leg because it sweats. Yes.
That's hilarious.
Miserable. It's a nice thing about, the pop-up blinds. And
Right. Back to the fly strip. I'd wanted to try that for a long time.
And me too for years, and I've always forgotten. And actually, I think Matt's the one who brought it. Brought a couple of them last year. Yeah, he bought a 2-pack or whatever. And said I put it out, and I was kind of excited. Never really had a chance.
Well, I feel like that's probably a more effective way than the Jolly Ranchers. But the Jolly Ranchers are much funner.
Watching them pile on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty fun.
So I don't know about you, but bear season is going on, and I've been gathering bait and got everything pretty much ready. I'm just waiting for just a little bit more snow to...
I can't get to my spot yet. I haven't been up there, but I got a report, and there was a snow avalanche that went across the road, so I can't get there yet, but they seem to think it would be within the next week or 2 weeks max before, which is okay. You're just feeding bears the first part of the season.
Right.
Anyway, so.
I'm kind of thinking the end of next week for me. The season goes long enough, fortunately.
Right.
That we can, we got time to, I always figure if I can get it out by Mother's Day at least, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
It gives you...
I've always been a first day got to be there kind of guy. Man, I used to beat myself up.
Yeah.
the year before, probably the worst experience I've ever had trying to get my barrel in there. We're carrying barrel, bait. It's just me and Lee. And
now I know you get popcorn a lot. So was a barrel full of popcorn?
The barrel was full of popcorn, and then we had the tree stand. We were trying to get it all done in one day.
Are you carrying the tree stands and everything too?
Yeah. Well, we started to. We ended up leaving. We had to leave. We got about. I don't even think we got halfway, and it's a little shy of a mile to where I bait from where we parked, and I couldn't. We were so tired. Like every single step, you were falling to your waist in snow.
Oh, because the snow is, that's miserable.
So, it was not, and there was no breaks. Like it wasn't drifts that you had to get through. That's how it was the entire way up there.
No snowshoes ever?
No, we should have. I don't know. I've always talked about trying snowshoes, but I've never done it. And that one about made me want to do it, though, I'll tell you. But anyway, yeah, so we ended up leaving the tree stand. We just left it sitting on the trail for like 2 weeks.
Oh, did you?
Until it melted enough we could get it the rest of the way up there. But we got the barrel up, and we ended up we dropped our packs and walked up there to break a trail.
Man, there was that much snow all the way, huh?
The entire trip. Until where we bait, it's like this huge canopy of trees, and there was almost no snow on the ground under that trees.
Wow.
But to get to that spot, it was just packed snow. So it was an old logging trail, you know, skid trail or whatever. Yeah. So it was wide open. There was no cover on it, per se.
Any bear tracks there? Have you ever had bear tracks like in the snow, like they're coming check to see if anything's there yet?
Well, I don't know if that's what they were doing, but yeah, I've had bear tracks and that snowed lots of times. You know,
I've had it too. There. You know, bait sites that are pretty established.
Yeah, and that might be what they were doing. Yeah. And I've seen bears. One year, we were packing our barrel in, and I think and some of them were cubs. I think we saw 4 or 5 bears just walking in there.
Wow.
Up on the ridge lines and stuff, not down on the trail, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Huh. There were some actually right where we parked our rig at. There were 2 cubs in the trees, and you could just hear them, whatever they were doing, trying to get a hold of their mommy, I'm sure.
Oh.
But you could hear them, and then pretty soon they're out running around on the side of the hill, and she never did show up, so I don't know how that went, but
yeah.
Pretty awesome.
I'm excited. I'm kind of antsy, actually, getting out there.
Me too. It's always that. And then right now of course, I had the best day of shed hunting for the year, so now I want to go back out there. This is the time of year where you start getting torn between baiting bears and shed hunting. It's probably time to quit the shed hunting at that point and start focusing on bears.
You probably got at least one more day.
I am definitely going back one more time for sure. Yeah. I'll probably go back 2 more times if we get. Well, it depends on how the snow goes when we get in there. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got turkey hunting coming up here probably a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Vera out and try to get her first turkey.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
pretty
fun.
excited about it.
Is she excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really contemplating whether to actually have her shoot it with, I got a muzzleloader shotgun. And as opposed to just a regular shotgun. But it's one-shot Louis, with a muzzleloader.
Well, but you're typically probably only going to get one shot. I mean, I'm not a turkey hunter.
True.
So
for the most part.
You're going to
But man, it puts them down.
You don't want to scare her off, though.
Well, I know.
Break her shoulder. I don't know how much that thing kicks.
I remember years ago there was a youth friend of mine's brother, and he was like, might be 12. And I mentioned something about the muzzleloader, and he wanted to shoot it with a muzzleloader. We told him that thing kicks.
Right.
Oh, I can do it, blah, blah, blah. He didn't want to shoot it before,
Yeah.
So, okay. And I was filming, and we actually had 2 blinds side by side, and we had 2 cameras going. And there was me and I was calling and filming in one blind, and they were right next to me, and they were the shooter, and then another friend of mine videoing, and then his brother. Turkeys are coming in. I mean, everything was ready. And anyway, I putted a little bit so that he would come out of strut and look up, which he did. And I saw the smoke come out of there, the wad go 8 inches over its head.
Oh, no.
And then it got deadly quiet, and then all of a sudden, he started crying. That thing, he didn't have it tied against his shoulder.
Oh.
I felt so bad because it was basically 12 gauge, 3-inch Magnum is what it was. And he just wasn't a big kid, but, he wanted to shoot it. And that's what he did. And it'd have been one thing if it had got it, but missing it, and I felt bad.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
But I've shot.
You don't want to do that to your wife.
No, but she can handle it pretty well. She can handle that, and I mean, she'll know you got to hold it.
Right.
If I'd have been sitting next to him, honestly, I'd have made sure that he did. But you get caught up in the moment too.
Sure.
So
sure.
I did shoot a turkey one time with that muzzleloader shotgun, and when the puff of smoke finally went away, there was nothing there. He's laying on the ground. It gets him pretty good.
You typically shoot with a bow, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've shot 2 with a shotgun and one with a muzzleloader. I don't know how many.
With your bow.
Yeah, quite a bit with the
so
bow.
You shoot out of a blind, right?
Most of the time.
How do you know where to set up a blind? I mean, really?
If you roost them, you want to get... But this is me, and I don't claim to be the number one turkey hunter in the world either. I get it done for me. I personally have had some of my best luck. I know, I try to roost them, and I haven't had as much luck right by the roost coming down. Maybe I'm not a good enough caller. I don't know. They definitely answer and stuff, but I've had probably my best success that 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really?
Yeah, because it's hard to compete with the hens.
Sure.
When they're right there and they can see them.
Sure.
And all they can do, because you don't want to get too close when they're in the roosts and they'll see you. But once the hens go off and go sit on their nests, toms are looking for more girls in. Okay. And that's when I've had, my most success. And I'll pick an area pretty close to where they're, where they were roosting. And, but I have killed a few where I didn't even have a blind and took a chance.
Right.
And then it's just a matter of when they're strutting, that when they're looking away is when you draw.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. And there's a little tiny brown spot right in the middle of the tail that makes a great bullseye. I've shot a few there. Yeah.
It probably worked pretty well, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their angle, their body is about right, and I've done it 2 times, and the broadhead comes right out by their beard, close to their beard, and they don't go far at all.
Right. So I'm not what kind of broadhead do you use for a turkey?
Me personally, I've tried some of the actual turkey broadheads,
Okay.
And they worked fine. But I just use my regular hunting broadheads.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Yeah. And I haven't had, I was worried about, being softer than like a bigger animal than the arrow blowing off. But I really haven't had many problems. And they're lost an arrow, because it passed through. And,
right.
Sometimes they even don't pass through because they start flopping or whatever. You know?
Oh, true.
Yeah.
What about the dent? Are you lose much meat on?
No. So I try to pick my shots because of that. You lose some sometimes.
Yeah.
And I have, and if you're shooting a broadside, shooting in the way I was telling you, you lose just a little bit of breast meat, but not much. If you get it cleaned out pretty quick,
yeah,
then you don't.
That's cool. Pretty cool.
But
go ahead.
I don't know if you've ever had wild turkey or not.
That's what I was going to ask you. No, I haven't. How do you cook? How do you cook them? I don't even know.
I remember the first year, It was actually, so I tried smoking them whole, and they're good, but you get down to their thighs and drums, and they're kind of chewy.
Are they?
Yeah. And so what I decided, I remember my son and I both killed toms. So we had, plenty of breast meat as well as drums and thighs. And so what I actually did was I put the drums and thighs. There was so much meat on there, I just didn't want to waste it. So I put them all in a crock pot with some turkey broth. And I figured I'm going to cook them until it just falls off the bone. And then I was going to figure out something to do with them. And that's what I did. The meat just fell right off the bones. I shredded it up, and then I'm thinking, what would be good with this? And I thought enchiladas. Oh. So I, made green chili enchiladas with them. And I mean, out of one bird, I like meaty enchiladas if I'm going to have them. One bird with 2 thighs and 2 drums, we'll do like a half a dozen really meaty enchiladas.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I kind of really look forward to that part.
Right.
And there's a lot of people I know that won't eat the drums and thighs because they're so tough.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, I like it really good. And I've used the breast, same thing. I've sliced the breast up really thin and kind of pan fried it, without any batter or anything. I've had it batter fried too.
Okay.
And it's good, like chicken strips kind of. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's really good. I've actually sliced it and then ran through a tenderizer and baked it like instead of a chicken parmesan, it was like a turkey parmesan pressed.
Turkey parmesan.
Yeah.
Sounds good, actually.
Yeah, it's really good.
Kind of stuff,
the funny thing is, though, I mean, if you ever pluck one, I mean, like I said, the first one I killed, I plucked it. The hot water and the whole baby. It wasn't a big tom. It was, actually probably a Jake, just had a beard about 3-4 inches long, something like that. But I thought, all right, I'm going to pluck it. And that's when I got smoked. But, when you get like a butterball and you use the big old breast, you get a wild turkey, it's like, it's like nothing like it at all. But there's still a fair amount of meat. And it's great meat.
Huh. Yeah, I'd like to try that sometime.
Well, maybe this year we'll have to.
Yeah.
Maybe this year we can get you out there.
Would be fun. When are you going?
Probably the last week of the season, after May 18th, I think, is when Tussie's coming out.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah.
I'll go there and do that, and then maybe do some bear hunting. Hopefully, got some bears coming in. We can get them out there bear hunting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got some spots lined out, and talked to some people that are in that area, kind of doing a little bit of footwork.
So do you hunt? You hunt private there?
Just depends. Some private, some
can.
Public. Yeah,
yeah. But the opportunities there, absolutely.
Yeah. Like when I go, I go to California. This year I actually was planning on going doing some bear or pig hunting and turkey hunting, but it's got so much things going on that I'm not going to be able to break away, unfortunately. I will get a chance to hunt with my buddy John, though. He's coming out elk hunting this fall and deer hunting.
Okay.
Yeah.
John that came out before.
Yeah, John that came out antelope hunting with us. Yeah. So I'm not going to get to go there, but that's private land when I do go out there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got some property there. And, a lot of it is the turkey hunting is like the bonus. Then the pig hunting, a lot of it's just to hang out with my buddy,
right?
And his wife, great people.
I'd love to go back and shoot a pig. Actually, that'd be fun too.
Yeah, next time we'll have to.
Yeah. Who knows?
It's just time, man.
Exactly right.
Not enough of it, no, there's not enough. Well, there's plenty of time, but a lot of times, time off, I guess.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Yeah, you got to just make those priorities. What's priority?
I think we've said this before. Work is dumb.
It is. Yeah, I mean,
that's fine.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Can't do it all, I guess.
No, we got some of the shows that are coming up for for the T-shirts and
Yeah.
swag and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to start hammering that stuff out.
That's been taking up a lot of your time.
It's a lot of work making those shirts.
Yeah.
Holy cow. But it's fun. We do everything from the designs to actually print them. And it's pretty fun. But it's
Speaking of which, we'll be having Season Hunter some shirts coming out.
Yep, we got a design that we kind of settled on for that, a couple of them, at least to get us started. And we're going to get those. We do plastisol ink heat transfers is how we do them. So they screen print. How that works is they screen print the ink onto a transfer sheet, and then they don't cure the ink, and then ship them to you, and then we can put them on whatever shirts we want and with a heat press.
Okay.
And when you heat press them, that's what cures that ink.
Now, when it comes to shirts, do you got to use only cotton, or can you use polyester?
Yeah, well, it depends on the types of. I don't know how interested everybody is in this stuff, but
I'm asking just for because there's some different.
There's different types of There's different types of stuff. You got to use different. If you're using polyester, you got to do those at a lower temperature when you heat press them. So you got to use different type of transfers and stuff. So
these transfers that's used primarily are for cotton.
Yeah, they do cotton poly blends and that kind of stuff, and that's usually we kind of stick with. We try to find the highest end. Actual T-shirts that we can find.
That's one thing I could say is the T-shirts are good quality. The ones that you
comfy,
get,
and we get lots of comments on
the quality
of the shirts, and so we found those early in the process, and we've stuck. There's a couple of different companies that we use for our T-shirts, and they're both super good quality shirts, and they've treated us really well.
Good,
so, but that show season's coming and.
Show season, bear season,
yeah.
Shed season, yeah. Everything's
right.
There's always a season,
right?
Yeah, it won't be long. We'll be. I just put in for sheep, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah. I hope to draw that.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that a little bit already, and I did. I've got my Nevada draws put in for. And
I'm putting mine in tomorrow.
Out of state, I'm going to do this year. I'll get points in Wyoming again, I think. But
I'm getting a lot of points too in other states just because.
Right.
Time I hope to maybe draw Nevada. I got to get that done tomorrow.
Yep.
They did extend the date for that deadline.
Oh, they did? Made it longer?
Yep.
Because
it goes into May. I don't know why.
Oh.
I don't know. Which is fine, but I'm still going to get it done because
nice
I hate waiting until the last minute.
Right?
Jeez.
I like to do that stuff as early as possible because, man, it's just on your mind all the time. I got to get this done. Got to get it done. And
well, like I told you before, fortunately I use Hunting Full.
I know.
And they're just waiting on me to, because I actually told her or called them and talked to them and said, give me till blah, blah, blah date. So then, because I wanted to do a little bit more research before.
Right.
And the elk and everything in the antelope and all, that's one thing, which they've already got that information, but my deer, I just told them to wait.
Oh, okay.
And I got a hold of some buddies that hunt down there, or live down there, I should say.
Okay.
They gave me some ideas, so I'm actually going to end up changing.
Are you?
Yeah.
I changed where I put in for antelope this year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I've started spending more time in this particular unit that I've been in, and I've been seeing some nice goats in there. So
good.
Draws, I think, are a little harder but not much. It's not much of a difference looking over the last couple of years.
Did you put in for rifle or archery?
I think it says any weapon.
Oh,
so just like Idaho, I think they changed it.
Oh,
or I could be wrong because I've been wrong before. But I did not put in for the archery only tag.
Okay.
So mainly because I thought about it, and I have part of the problem is now that I have so many points, like I could draw that archery tag with half the points I have now. If that makes sense. So I feel like I'd be wasting them.
Gotcha.
And then I don't know the area enough to know enough water holes, water sources, and that kind of stuff. I do know one really good one, but if it doesn't end up having any water in it, then I'd be searching.
Yeah.
And obviously spot and stock is always an option, but a lot of that area, it's so flat and there's just not much cover.
And the burns.
And it's not that hard. Yeah, I mean, it's not that easy to spot and stock. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And I'm not that good at it. I've tried a few times and I'm horrible.
That is frustrating. Yeah. I mean, I've got it done. I've killed quite a few, but I didn't even think about how many stalks or,
Yeah, but the terrain's got to be right in the
foliage.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of that is just grass and there's nothing.
Because it's burnt.
Yeah. Yeah, it has burned at some point.
I mean, look, even where we've hunted, where the spot you've been out there a lot more years than obviously what I've been hunting out there. Yeah. And it's burned a couple times, hasn't it?
Yeah, a couple times, yeah. In fact, when I first started going out there, it was all sagebrush, so it was actually kind of hard to see the antelope coming in. And that would have been good at that point to spot and stock.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever did even try it back then, but I have tried it since. And if you get rain, you might as well try and spot and stock anyway because they're not going to come into water.
Yeah, you'll see them drinking out of a puddle in the trail.
Yeah. So, but yeah, anyway, having said that, if I'm going to do a little more research, but if I can hunt with a bow on that hunt in Nevada, then I will. If it's any weapon type thing, we shouldn't be. I'm not sure, so I'll have to look and see. But I thought I read any weapon on there, but. Anyway, either way, I'll hunt with a rifle. I haven't shot one with a rifle in years and years and years, so I think
I only shot
for whatever reason it would be kind of fun. Yeah, I've only shot one with a rifle. I think one or two. I've shot two, but it's been probably 20 years at least since I've done that.
Yeah, mine was 2001.
Was it?
Yep, 2001 is when I did, and it was like we hunted for an hour and a half. And that's because I passed a couple others.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. There's just so many.
Right.
And I mean, after bow hunting for so long, nothing against rifle hunting, but I mean, it was 150 yards.
Yeah.
And we were filming it, and my buddy's like, he thought we were going to blow it. And I'm thinking, this is where archery just starts when I'm used to getting this close.
That is true.
And anyway, I pulled up and shot it, and it was like, gosh. I mean, compared to archery hunting,
we had Frank had drawn that hunt a few years ago, and it was a rifle tag down there in Nevada, and so I went and filmed for him, and it was actually still kind of fun. There was still some work involved.
Yeah,
just the terrain and stuff, and gosh, your eyesight's so amazing.
It is.
You still got to be a little careful, but
I tell people I hunt them out of spite.
Right.
Because their eyesight's so good. I mean, I can't tell you how many times you get busted in your, that 100-yard range, which I would never think of taking that shot personally, me, but you're that close and you're just waiting for them to work their way towards you, and then, there's, I remember one time there was actually like 3 does. Buck was out there about 50. These does are about 25. 3 of them were just feeding right next to each other. I wasn't moving or anything. I mean, I was looking like over a rock about like this, and they're all feeding away, and all of a sudden, it was almost like I would have waved at them, but I didn't. One just stops, looks at me. Then the next one. Then all 3 of them are standing there. Then the snorting starts.
Right.
Then the stomping of the feet, and then they take off.
Yeah.
It is frustrating.
Very, right. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you draw.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have 9 points. Well, I know I have 9 points. And
did you start putting in the year after you went with me, or
no?
On our
did I
archery?
No, I can't remember. Maybe.
Because that'd probably be about right. 9 years ago when I drew that.
Yeah, maybe.
And see, I know I've missed there again. Not using
missed a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been that's happened to me. I just missed it. Like with work, you forget.
Right.
Exactly. I'm going to put in, wait till the last minute. And
yeah, I know. It's true.
Yeah. Anyway, so what else is next for you?
Yeah, just bear. I mean, I'm really waiting for the snow for bear season, and That's it. I got nothing else going on right now. Nothing else.
T-shirts.
Hunting wise, nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just, like back to the T-shirt thing. Yeah, that's going to be, the summers are a big time for that. We do a lot of little shows and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'd like to get more into the online sales, but we haven't quite got that figured out. We sell, during Christmas, I sold quite a bit online, but
Yeah.
haven't quite figured out how to make it consistent. Even you need to advertise. I don't have an advertising budget yet, so.
Follow-up? Is that kind of follow-up? Seriously? Like, is it something you just need to stay on top of?
The advertising part,
yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
I could do a better job at some of that stuff for sure, but no, man, I mean, you're spending the money, like if you're doing it on Facebook and Instagram, all the social media stuff, you pick a budget per day of how much you want to spend. And
it costs to advertise on there?
Oh yeah. Well, you can do free, but it doesn't go very far. But the more you spend, the more they put it out to different places. It shows up more people's feeds and that kind of stuff. But
gotcha.
There's a decent amount of money that you got to spend.
Oh, is that the Shop Now things?
I don't know that much about it.
Yeah.
And probably why I don't do very well online,
That's all
right?
You do enough.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're busy. I mean,
exactly. We're super busy.
Last year, your shows, the ones you did awesome.
They did great. Yeah. And we didn't know. Last year was our first year, and we had no idea what we were doing. And we didn't even, I didn't really even set any goals because I didn't know what to expect, right? Like, towards the end of the year, we set goals because then we had a good idea of. But when we first started, the first show we did was a 3-day show, and I think it cost us, it was either $200 or $250 for the booth.
Yeah.
And my goal literally was to make that $250 back. I was like, man, if it just pays for the booth, I'll be happy. Well,
you probably sold that.
We did
first
that before it even started. Yeah. So
just other vendors, you mean?
Yeah, to other vendors before the show even started.
Wow.
And then it just took off. So we're like, okay, this is going to work.
Yeah.
And so now we've got, more designs, and I wasn't even selling. I had hats at the time, but I didn't have any. I don't know if that makes sense, but I was relying on people, other businesses to do that stuff for it. So I got more and more.
That's why you actually started your own.
Yeah. So now I have bought my own hat press. So I order hats myself. I order the, these leather patches, and then we actually have some others in the works right now too. And then, so that way I'm not married to anything either. I can do all our different leather patches. I don't have to print up a bunch.
Rely on anybody is the big thing
exactly.
too.
Yeah, and they're busy, and I get it.
Yeah.
But, and then of course it was right when COVID, we were right in the heat of COVID, so a lot of stuff was just hard to get.
Yeah.
And so it did. So I had to order stuff way ahead of time. Anyway, having said all that, I ended up with no hats to sell. So we just had T-shirts, tank tops, and hoodies, and we did really good. So we were super happy with that. But now we'll have even, a lot more designs. We're going to have hats this year. I'm super excited about that. We started
and the surprise.
I wish I had. No, I'll talk about it. I wish I had one down here. But we started making some stuff out of antlers.
Yeah.
And we're going to sell
those
that.
Those are badass.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
They are.
I'm super excited.
You're going to sell a bunch of them.
I hope so. They're so cool.
They are.
I hope people like them.
Yeah, they will. I told you, they are.
Yeah, we'll see. I think they're going to do well.
Yeah.
But you never know until you actually...
They will. Yeah. I'd almost bet money on it.
I feel like antler stuff sells for... People ask a lot of money for that stuff.
And but even if people don't hunt, they're just
still
cool.
Like that stuff.
I mean,
yeah.
They're just cool.
Yeah.
And they're unique.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about them is that there's no two alike.
That's true.
I mean,
yeah, they're all their own.
I remember I was guiding down in Mexico, and I don't know where we were for sure. I think Hermosillo, but anyway, I went by this spot, and these people were selling that ironwood.
Yeah.
Figurine, like they had, I bought a sheep,
Okay.
I mean, hand-carved sheep. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And it's pretty big, like this.
Yeah.
And it was only like $50-$60.
Okay.
And then they were selling these domino sets.
Yeah.
And granted, the dominoes they were wood, but they weren't like, handmade right there. They're probably production made.
Yeah,
but they put them in these boxes, these ironwood boxes. And the top part of the box was bark. And there was no two alike.
Okay.
And they were $10 each.
Yeah.
And I kicked myself I bought two.
Okay.
I bought one set for my dad, and I bought another set, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I ended up donating it to a banquet, RMEF or Mule Deer, one of those, Ducks Unlimited, one of those. Anyway, but it went for like over $200.
Wow.
In a silent auction.
Really?
Yeah. And
wow.
I wish I'd have bought more just because of that. And like I said, they're just so unique. And same with the antlers we were talking about the other day, when we were talking to your wife about it, that everyone is just different.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do too. It's kind of fun.
It's one of a kind.
It's like, I want to keep that one. I want to keep that one. No, you got to sell some too. So it's pretty fun. We'll get that rolling and then maybe show some of them on here.
Yeah.
Didn't think about it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. It's kind of fun.
And then
it's been another, who doesn't have time for more projects?
Absolutely
right?
not. Yeah, you got so much time.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
And I know that it's funny because your wife, every antler in your house, which there's plenty.
Well, that's why I decided to start doing it. It's like,
but
I got to do something with these things.
I see your wife, and your wife is so sweet. But she's like, I know she's thinking, John's thinking, look at that shed, and she's thinking, man, how many can we make out of that?
Right, right.
Because there's a lot. Well, yeah, when we were talking the other day, and I was on the same page as her. I'm like, but think of how many you can make out of
exactly. Well, I've never been one, and I'm not opposed to selling antlers. It is what it is. People that, I don't know. That's a whole, you could go down a rabbit hole there, but I just don't like to sell them. I like to have them, and I've never done it to sell them.
Yeah.
But you get to a point, it's like, what are you going to do with them? They take up a lot of room.
Oh, they do.
So anyway, this popped into my head one day, and I will be selling antlers, I guess, in a way, but at least they're custom. And
they're just cool.
Made for dog chews or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they'll be
fun.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I hope it does well.
Yeah.
Another aspect to that whole thing. So.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Yeah. Another one in the books, huh?
Yeah. We got a pretty cool guest coming on here next time.
Yep.
And, or one or two way, I don't know. I can't remember. I guess is it next?
Two way, I think.
Yeah.
We have some already recorded, so.
Yeah. And been reaching out to some people and some pretty cool guests coming up.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Appreciate everyone watching and all the likes and subscribes, and it's getting better.
Positive feedback.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know about you, I'd get quite a few text messages and private messages and people reaching out.
Right.
And it won't be long, here in about a month, we're going to be launching on a radio station weekly.
Yeah. Tell me talk a little more about that.
Well, it'll be, I forget the numbers right now, but the radio station, it's out of Iowa though.
Okay.
And I don't want to say, next time I'll make sure I get all the particulars.
Okay.
Just because we haven't launched yet.
That's true. It's a good point.
But it's exciting. I mean, somebody reached out to us about it and broaden our audience, but also to be affiliated with Dan, who's been in the outdoor business world, radio for probably almost many years as we've been hunting, for a lot of years.
It's gonna be great.
Super stoked. Yeah. Super stoked for everything that's coming in the horizon. So
it's just nice to, staying on that subject a little bit, I mean, we're new to this, but
Yeah.
someone that's been doing it a long time is kind of at least enjoying what we're doing enough to want to put it on his radio station. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then I see, you know, some of the companies that help us out. They've been posting, sharing our podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, I know is it Podbean?
Podbean, yeah.
And with them, through them, they're putting it out on different
Google, whatever, all those Spotify, all that
Spotify,
stuff,
iHeartRadio. My niece was used to be a DJ on an iHeart radio station, so I still have the app. And the other day it popped up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't played with that yet. That's cool.
So
did you listen to it?
Just a little bit up to make sure it was actually it. It's like, oh yeah, that is it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
super cool.
So and I know on Spotify it's on there because some people reached out to me about that.
Good. So. Yeah, it's on most of them. We got a long ways to go though.
Oh yeah.
We definitely
still learning.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot to learn.
Yeah. Anyway,
fake it till you make it.
Absolutely. Thanks for your time, man. Thanks for everyone watching, and appreciate your support.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been fun.
See you next week.
Yes, we will.
Okay.